Okay.
Hey, thanks, Colton. Good morning. I'm Juliana Reshik, and I serve as the chair of the Finance Committee of the Kansas State Board of Nursing. I asked the other members of the Finance Committee to respond to a roll call to show their presence at this open meeting via conference call. Lori Owen. Here. Gita Noble. Thanks for being here. I also asked the following board members to signify their attendance. Carol Moreland, Executive Administrator.
Present.
Carol. Adrian Guerrero, Director of Operations.
Morning, present.
Welcome. Jill Simmons, Executive Assistant.
Present.
Hey, Jill. Public comment allows individuals to address the Finance Committee about their concerns, but the Kansas Open Meetings Act, which is known as KOMA, does not require the Finance Committee to provide public comment or answer to questions from individuals. Public comment will not be taken today because there is a possibility that the connection for this remote meeting may be lost over time, and the time for the meeting may not allow everyone who is present to comment. Additionally, we will not know what comments an individual may make, and we would want to provide notice to the public of our intent to discuss a particular matter so that the public may listen and observe our discussion. Because we are conducting this meeting remotely via Zoom and YouTube, I state for the record the following information. On June 13th, the board sent notice of the meeting for the Finance Committee to all individuals who have requested notice of the committee's meetings. Additionally, the notice and agenda will be posted on the board's website, ksbn.kansas.gov. You may obtain a copy of the notice and agenda at the website or by sending an email to carol.moreland@ks.gov with the subject line, request for the agenda, and the board staff will send it to you. The notice contains the internet links to access the meeting by Zoom and YouTube. The notice also contains the Zoom telephone number to attend this meeting by telephone call. Each of these electronic mediums allow the public to attend this meeting free of charge. The notice also advises individuals to contact the board's office at 785-296-2967 if they experience any technical issues during the meeting. The only mediums for interactive communication offered for this meeting are the connections by Zoom and YouTube as previously stated. Each member of the committee, board staff, or presenter shall state the person's name and title each time the person speaks or votes, as the case may be. Each participant to this meeting shall ensure microphones, phones, or other electronic devices are on mute when the participant is not speaking. Each motion will be clearly stated before the committee votes, and the chair will announce the results of the final vote. A statement or motion will clearly identify and authorize by delegation each member of the committee or staff who will be permitted to sign any document on behalf of the committee. The meeting is being recorded, and the recording will be posted to the board's website. The committee has the following items listed on its agenda: call to order, review of on-site packet, additions or revisions to the agenda, announcements, approval of minutes for the meeting held in March 30th, 2022, unfinished business, new business, agenda for September of 2022, committee meeting, and adjournment. Although the agenda does not include an executive session, if the committee elects to exercise the option to go into executive session, the committee will follow this process. First, the committee must be in an open session before going on into executive session, and then a motion will be made and seconded pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. The motion must contain the statement of justification for the closure of the subjects to be discussed and the time and place that the open meeting will resume. If a motion for executive session passes, public will be excluded from this portion of the meeting, as the executive session will be conducted by electronic means that will not be made available to the public. The committee members will return to the open meeting after the executive session. The open meeting will resume when the committee members return to the Zoom and YouTube meeting after the executive session. The complete motion for an executive session will be recorded in the minutes. The meeting is now called to order, and the committee will consider the next item on the agenda. So I think we have review of on-site packet, which I didn't see one.
No, this is Carol Moreland. There is no on-site packet.
Great, thanks, Carol. Any additions or revisions to the agenda?
And this is Carol, and I do not believe we have any.
Okay. How about announcements? No announcements either. Approved. All right. Approval of our minutes from March 30th of 2022.
This is Geeta Noble, board member, and I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the March board meeting.
Thanks, Geeta. Is there a second?
This is Lori, I'm board member. I'll second.
Thanks, Lori. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed signify by saying no. Motion carries. Okay, moving down to our unfinished business, our monthly finance report update.
Yeah, this is Carol Moreland, administrator, and this starts on page 5 in your packet. The cash balance report, as you know, the ending cash balance is what's in our fee fund. So that's a little over 4 million. So that's looking good. It is slowing down just a little bit, the increase in it. So that's, that's kind of, I think, to be expected a little bit, because we knew once we got over the compact and the 2 years of the compact, we would start seeing it probably even out. And probably right now we've gotten most of the spring graduate applications. There's always a big influx of those with money and stuff like that. But on page 6, you can see the revenue listed there. And then on page 7 are the expenditures. The end of the fiscal year is tomorrow. So we will have a little bit left. We have to wait on the final results and everything from Division of Finance and all of that. So I do not have those today. But anyway, fiscal year 23 starts Friday, July 1st. On page 8 is just the graphs that I usually put in here so that you can kind of see. And then on page 9, you will see the fee fund, and you can see what I mean. It's starting to kind of level off a little bit. That's about all I have to say on that.
Okay, any questions for Carol? Well, looks like you're doing a great job, so I think that's what we anticipated, so I appreciate the update. How about for the budget for next year?
Yes, this is Carol again, and on page 10 in your packet is a House Bill 2510, which is the bill that they put all of the appropriations and everything in. So our appropriations are listed there. We did get the change package request of $116,407 that we asked for. And if you remember right, that was to cover part of the license software update that we want to do. There was a little bit taken out of our other, but then we didn't have enough. So that was the change package that we submitted. And then also, the good news is that the employees got 5% pay raise. And so that is also included. So that's good. That takes effect. I believe they will see it in the first paycheck in July. And I will be, the next budget that I have to submit is fiscal year 23, 24, and 25. And I will start on that on August 15th, and it will have to be submitted on September 15th. So I should be able to report back on that at the September meeting as far as what we submitted.
That sounds great, Carol. And all employees got that 5%?
Well, no, there was a few that did not, but the majority did.
Majority, okay. Well, well deserved. I'm sorry that all did not get it, so. Any other questions about the budgeting process? Okay, how about an update on the data center?
Thank you, Madam President, members of the committee. Good morning. Adrian Guerrero, Director of Operations. Just as a brief kind of recap of what's going on, our data center that we've been in for right about, I guess we've been actually over there a little longer than 2 years, but probably close to 3, is unfortunately being sold or merged with another company, and they're getting out of that business. And so they're closing down the locations where we have our primary data center. So we've been working with the vendor as well as the Office of Information Technology, trying to figure out where we're going to go. And so we're doing some tours of some locations in Kansas City with the company that they're actually merging with to see what that might entail. But one good set of, I felt like it was positive news. We had a good conversation yesterday with the Office of Information Technology, and there's a potential that we could go into the state data center that's still kind of available. There's a little section for us out at a certain location that we might be able to set up at least our primary site. What we're kind of working on right now is trying to figure out how that would work with the offsite location, because we don't want everything in one location. That's the problem. And the state doesn't really have a out of state or, a reasonably distance backup data center. And we're a little uncomfortable with that. But we have done a lot of work to build redundancies and that sort of thing into the environment. And with ransomware and those kind of things that are going on so much, we're trying to build in as many layers as possible. And so we're not really comfortable with doing away with that. So we're still working our way through it. We have technically until the end of December to get moved, but we're sort of targeting late October, mid-November to actually get the move done. So I actually felt a little positive after the meeting yesterday. So that's nice. It's one step anyways.
Well, I know this is a lot of work, Adrian, and I don't think we realize how much we need that center until we really need it. And I hope we never really need it, but I know you're putting a lot of work into it. So let us know what you need.
Well, I appreciate it. And I thank the IT team too, that's doing a lot of work. A lot of that stuff you don't see on the outside. It's not the new thing. It's, the back end things, the infrastructure, what makes everything run. So it's not always out in front. So it's kind of nice to have it running well.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Any questions for Adrian? Lori, Gita? Okay. We don't have any new business, so we'll look at anything for our agenda in September of 2022. Obviously, we'll hear more about the budgets that Carol will be working on in August, and anticipate another update on our data center. Anything else? Okay, well, we have a short agenda today, so we'll see you all in a few minutes, and I hope you have a great morning.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're adjourned.